of the Intuitive Festival. My name is Ana-La-Rai, and my company is called Sparkles of Love. So when the theme was sparkle, it was easy, okay? Lots in my closet, there's signs, there's everything that sparkles. So that's what I'm all about, is sparkle. So, but before we do anything and I start my talk, I'd like to get connected to the light, because it's how I start my day, and I think it's so important. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. You don't have to put your hands up. I do. It's just my body wants to do that. So let's get connected to the light and just see, feel, or sense as I call forth on pure source light to come down and fill this room and come down into each of your bodies. So into your soul star chakra and the crown, which is at the top of your head. And just feel and allow as that pure source light is going to come down into your body. And it's always a great way to start your day by connecting to source light. And just, you can put your hands down now. Just feel as this light goes down. And I'm going to ask everyone to consciously connect to your highest self. If you've never done it before, it's okay. Just set your intention and say quietly to yourself, I connect to my highest self. Okay? And again, another good thing to do every day, because that is your divine self. That is your soul, the essence of who you are. And we have many levels of that, so I always go to the highest self. All right. And open your eyes whenever you're ready. So it's really wonderful to be back here at the Intuitive Fair, and it's so nice to see so many people exploring their spirituality, whether it be crystals or shamanism or getting a reading or expanding their consciousness. It's so wonderful to see people wanting to awaken and to awaken deeper. So I want to start with asking you a question. So how many of you have been on your journey, whatever that looks like, more than 10 years? Okay, got a few of you. Okay. How many of you, maybe 5 to 10 years you've been doing this? A few more, okay. 1 to 5 years. Still kind of new, exciting, okay. Less than a year. Nobody. And who? It started yesterday. Someone brought you here. Okay? Yeah, that's something too. Well, look at the lights go flash. Whoa, okay. All right, so I want to ask you a couple of questions that I think are going to help guide us along the way. So because most of you have been on your journey more than a year, you've probably tried a few things and had some experiences. So have you ever felt kind of stalled or stuck or maybe a little confused on your journey? Raise your hand if anybody's experienced that yet. Oh yeah. I mean, I put up 2 hands. Okay. All right. So for me, when I think of sparkling, because that's in the name of my company, Sparkles of Love. When I think of sparkle and shine, to me what that is it's when you get to shine your light, the more you heal, the more you return to your authentic self, your true self, your divine self, the more your light shines automatically. You don't have to go out and do anything. You don't have to stand in front of a bunch of people. You don't have to wear sparkly clothes. Your light just emanates from you, right? So when you hear me talk today about sparkle and shine, that's what I'm referring to, okay? It's not about having to wear sparkly clothes, but you can do that too, okay? Because it feels fun. So how many people would like to become more of yourself, be able to show more of your magnificence, more of your sparkle in the world? Okay, yeah, and I think we need that, don't we? We really need that right now. All right, so in the last couple of years, and especially in 2024, things have been changing quickly on the planet and energetically. And I see some head nods, yeah. A lot's been happening. A lot of us, like from my own experience and my husband's and our clients, have had experiences of frustration, disappointment, confusion, yeah. But on the flip side, There's been way more light, way stronger light, more people awakening, you know, people asking me questions, or neighbors, you know, starting to shine brighter and start their journeys. And there's just been a lot stronger energies. And for me, that is really exciting. It's as exciting as it gets, because right now, here, today, November 4th? In November, we're in the middle of the awakening. We are in the Great Awakening. And most of us, especially those who've been on their journey a long time, have been preparing for it and heard about it. You know, the awakening is coming. Well, it's not coming, it's here. We're in it now. We have been in it all of this year and probably a little bit before, but we're in the depth of it right now. And how long it goes, no idea. No idea. That really is based on consciousness of humanity and the divine plan. But we're in the awakening. So all of these strong energies that are happening are showing us where we're at, that we are in the place that we've all dreamed about, right? That we've all waited for. Because all of the souls in this room and all of the souls on planet Earth, no matter what you think of them, have come to be here at this time for the awakening. It is, well, it doesn't always feel like a party, but it's like the biggest party in the cosmos, right? It is the golden ticket, so to speak, right? This is the party everybody wanted to come to. And then we get here and we forget why we're here, and that causes some challenges for us. So what I wanted to do today is I want to share a few tips that I've learned that can make your awakening a little easier and to help you sparkle and shine your light. I want to share with you, we're going to talk a little bit after about the quiz and how that can help you. And then I'm going to open up for questions and answers. And that'll be our time, okay? So a couple of tips, and some of you, I guess I should also preface by letting you know that what I do is I bring through the newest information, the newest tools and processes and energies for the planet for awakening, for individuals and for the collective consciousness, like for the collective of humanity. And so a lot of stuff that will come out of my mouth you might have never heard before, okay? And sometimes it's shocking to me, okay? When Lord Shiva showed up a few years ago and said, oh, the whole chakra system has changed. It's evolving. Let's do a program on that. I did. And I'm like, now I have to put this out in the world. You want me to tell all these people that believe one thing about the chakra system, that it's evolved and changed? And he's like, which is, I can answer about later. But so there's lots of new information, and I bring through new beings of light. So one of the things, how many of you have practices that you do, like spiritual tools or practices, ways to heal, stuff like that? And we might all use different words. Might be modalities. I call them processes and tools. Okay, yeah. So has anybody found that your tools are your energetic tools, not your hammer or dishwasher, your energetic tools are not working the same way they used to? That they're either not as effective, or it's slower, or it's not getting better. Anybody?
Yeah.
Had that experience? Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you why. So all of these, I'll call my term tools or processes or methods, things you do in your spiritual practice, things you may use with clients, ways that you've done healing and shifting energy before. A lot of them aren't working the same way now because they're not tuned to this new vibration on the planet, to the energies. And the analogy that I would give you, it's like if you bought a brand new computer, you went to Best Buy or London Drugs and bought the top of the line computer, and then the technician installed Windows 2000 on it, right? You'd want to kill them. You'd have this beautiful, computer, but it wouldn't be very effective. It wouldn't run well, right? Because it's working on an old system. And that is what's happening right now with your tools, your processes, right? They are attuned to the old frequencies of planet Earth. And in 2024, the frequency change is so strong and so much is shifting that people are physically seeing that things aren't working the same, right? So if you have experienced that, or as some of you might be in the future experience that something you've always done just doesn't feel the same, it doesn't do the job, then what you can do, so here is a solution for you, real simple one, and always just start with one, is you ask your guides to upgrade your tool or process to the current. All you have to do is go into meditation and ask. Now, please don't ask that all your tools and processes be upgraded at once. It's a little overwhelming. So start with one. Ask that it be upgraded. And those of you that can hear your guides well, you can also ask, is this upgradable? Because there's going to be some of the old processes or tools that might not be that upgradable. Because there's so many new things coming in that are working with the frequencies now. So for example, one of the tools that came in, I think this year sometime, was called a Lemurian light cloak, okay? And for anybody that is, well, it's for everybody, but what it is in a 1-hour meditation is you create a cloak, whatever color, however you want it to be, an energetic, etheric cloak. And every time you step out of the house, you put it on because it buffers all the crap that everybody else has. So you're not getting hit. So especially those of you that are empath. But my husband and I put them on every single time we step out the door, so that you're not feeling like you're being tossed around, okay? And that's tuned to the new energies. It's tuned to work with everything that's changing. Now, I would say on the Lemurian light cloak, if you get triggered by someone when you're out, it doesn't prevent you from being triggered or that, but it does buffer what's coming at you, okay? So the tools that are coming in now are being attuned to the frequencies. So ask for an upgrade, okay? Questions on that at all? Okay. So another thing I would say to people, a lot of us are feeling the intensity of the energies, and anybody feel like roller coaster stuff? Like one day I'm like just blissed out, and the next day I'm exhausted. And then day 3 I'm probably cranky, you know, a little bit irritable, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why. And so it feels like we're sort of in this ship that's just being tossed around on a rough sea. And again, it's the energies, it's the changing energies on our planet. And our human physical bodies need to integrate and adjust to these new frequencies, right? Because I'm an old model, you know, like I've been around. You know, unless you are 5 years old or less, you're an old model. Sorry, no offense to anybody, but we're not tuned. Our bodies aren't tuned. I have a friend who's in her 80s, who's on her path, Ana-La-Rai, and she's had 2 significant, she's a really old model. Like energetically, not physically, but energetically, they've done major upgrades the last 10 years, and we did one with her a few months ago, because she had a really old model of energetic system. So what's happening is with all of these energies, our bodies aren't accustomed to them. So one of the things that I do is you can call on the diamond lights, okay? And I'm gonna give you, I'll bring an experience of it here in a second. But if you go to a website, thealchemycollective.org, it's my divine service. So every Tuesday I do free meditations online. People come from around the world, and we help raise the vibration on planet Earth. It's all about love and life. And thealchemycollective.org. And it's on the back, I think it's on the back of here too. Is that alchemy on here? Yes, if you didn't write it down, it's on the back of here. And a few years ago, what they brought through, and it's still coming, is they call them the diamond lights. And they are the next wave of ascension energies. And these diamond lights have been flowing onto Earth for a few years now. And what they carry is they all the different colors, carry the codes of remembrance of who you are on all levels. Okay, not just who this human is, who your soul is. So you start to remember who you are, who you really are. So the four that we use all the time that everyone can call on is white, pink, gold, and aqua. There are more colors than that. And on the Alchemy's website, you can go to past recordings. You'll hear my voice because I'm the channel. And you can pick any that say anything about diamond lights, and you'll have an hour-long experience of it. And once you've felt it once or twice with the recording, you can just call on them, and they will flow. So the white is the base diamond light. It carries the codes of remembrance, as they all do. The pink supports the human physical body. Okay. The gold is for healing, and the aqua is the newest one, and it is for sovereignty, to help you move into your own sovereignty. Okay. And so when you call on them, you can call on the diamond lights. When we first started a few years ago, you could call on them 1 minute a day. Okay. Now you can call on them twice a day, up to 60 consecutive minutes, but one of those times is at bedtime, and never ever when you're driving. Okay. Because you will, most people feel them as they come in. Okay. So do you want to feel that? Would you like to know? I'll do it real quick.
Can you just repeat what the colors were again?
The first ones are the four you can call anytime are white, which is the base, pink, which is for the human support the body, gold is for healing, and aqua is for sovereignty. Okay. And you can call on those four, you can call on any combination, except if you're calling aqua, you always have to call the white with it. But you can just call white, you can just call pink, you can just, and what happens when you call on it, you don't have to do anything. Your highest self will regulate where it goes in your body and which colors come in which proportion. Okay? So it makes it easy. All right, so I'm going to sit down while I do this for a second here. So just close your eyes. And I'm going to call on all four of them to come down, and each of you will get whatever is best for you. So just see, feel, or sense. I call forth from the Alchemy Collective Consciousness. And I call forth on the diamond lights, the white, the pink, the golden, and the aqua. So just feel as it starts to come in, and it's going to come in through your soul star chakra, which is 6 inches above your head. And it's going to come down and in your crown at the top of your head. Just feel now. We're just going to go in, let that flow. And so those sparkly lights carry the codes of remembrance. And just receive, that's all you have to do. It's going to go all through your brain. It's going to move down your neck and across your shoulders. And normally when I do this on Tuesdays, we do like a half an hour, 40 minutes of it, but we're just going to do a couple minutes, so just going to get a little dose. And just allow it to flow into the main cavity of your body, into the organs and the chakras. And some of you who have good inner vision might see certain the colors or see where it's going. Just allow it to just surrender. flow all the way down to your toes. And if you want, it can spill into your auric field. And I ask that the diamond lights, the 4 diamond lights, also flow into the nervous system and the immune systems, cardiovascular, skeletal muscular systems, digestive, and all of the other body systems. And for me, they feel peaceful. Does anybody feel a little more peaceful or relaxed, a little filled up? Okay. But don't do it when you're driving, please. Please, please, no. Okay? All right, so my third little tip for helping you with sparkle and shine more and move a little faster and easier in your own awakening is I recently developed, my assistant and my husband and I did this work and created a quiz. And because we have found that there are basically primarily four ways that people seem to accelerate on their path, or to 4 ways that they move through their spiritual path, no matter what modality, whether you're into Reiki or you're into crystals or shamanism or working with the light, no matter which modality, it still seemed to be the same. And what we found is that once you found out what your particular type or path was, all of a sudden things got easier. Have you ever been in the situation where your friend wanted you to go to a spiritual event and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I really want to go out and, there's people who are, planting vegetables for homeless people, and I really want to go do that. And your friend's like, no, come and get a reading, okay? Both of those are beautiful things to do, but they're different paths of your awakening, okay? So those of you that, if you didn't later, the QR code will take you to the quiz, and I'm going to talk about the 4 types that we found, and because it really helps you move faster. So, and then I'm going to ask for a show of hands who were what. So the 4 that we named, that we found, were in no order because they're all equally important, is a spiritual adventure, and I'm one of those, okay? And a spiritual adventure, and these are just the short version. When you put your emails in, you'll get a lot more information about how it can support your life. They're always looking for the newest thing, right? And probably some of you have friends like that, maybe you're one, always looking for the newest tool, okay? They're positive, open-minded risk takers, is the short story of them, okay? But they tend to be impatient. Yeah, that's me. And some of their families might call them a thrill seeker, right? Because they're always out there looking for the newest thing. They always seem, and for them, that stagnation is like death, okay? I have a friend who is like that, and every time we see her, every few weeks, she's changed onto something new. And it's hard to keep up with her because she's always looking for something new. So spiritual adventure. The deep diver, well, it almost says it all. The deep diver are clear-minded, patient, focused individuals who are really, really willing to do their inner work, right? And it's critical for them. That's what they have to do. And But what happens is they can struggle so much with their shadow and darkness that they get lost in it. And their family worries about them because they miss out on the joy of life because they're so focused on finding out, getting to the root of it, okay? And that's what the deep diver looks like, okay? And then there's the intuitive feeler, okay? And they are people with really, really strong intuition. They're great at nurturing relationships, okay? And they're often really open-hearted people. We probably all know those people, they're lovely, but they have difficulty setting boundaries, okay? And they may have difficulty dealing with the negative emotions of others, okay? And sometimes they're compelled to be people pleasers, right? To try and keep the energies smooth, okay? And the last one that we found, the style or path or type, is what we call a planetary healer, okay? And they came here to improve the world, cosmic healing in a big way. That's their focus, like when we talked about the ones wanting to help plant vegetables for the homeless. Okay, they're positive and caring, and they're really about that big picture. But they get really impatient because it feels like it's taken too long, and why aren't all these other darn humans seeing how important this is, right? So they can get impatient with people around them and with the timelines, and they can often feel lonely because there's not as many of them around, it seems like. And they get teased a lot about being someone who wants to save the world, right? So those are kind of the four that we've really identified. So how many of you that have done the quiz now, how many are spiritual adventurers? Anybody? A couple, a few of us? Okay, anybody a deep diver? Oh yeah, okay, lots of deep divers, well done. Okay, intuitive feelers? Oh yes, okay, excellent. And any planetary healers? Oh, a couple, okay, excellent, excellent. The planetary healers, you will love joining the Alchemy Collective Consciousness, our Tuesday global meditations. It will line up right with you, it's all free, and I think I always recommend that for those people. So as you follow your intuitive path or your planetary path or your deep dive or your spiritual adventure, all of a sudden it gets a little bit easier because now it's easy to say to your friend, no, I don't want to go have a reading right now. I don't want to dig deep in my shadow. That's your stuff. I want to go do this. And so you spend less time spinning your wheels and trying to find all the things that fit you, right? Now, the other thing is that you have to be aware that whenever you do a little quiz or anything like this, one of the things I always found is that if I did it again, maybe I turn out different. You think, okay, does it not work? But what my guide said, because I said, okay, I really need this to be in integrity and work for people. And what we found is that different times in your life, your primary path changes. So let's say you're an intuitive feeler. No, let's say you're a deep diver, okay? You want to do your shadow work, you want to dive deep, and you want to be focused on that. But you're a new mom with a newborn baby and another little one. Do you think you have time to be a deep diver? You're probably doing a lot of intuitive feeling, right? You're probably making your way in the world by your emotions and your feelings because you just don't have time, right? And so it changes in your life circumstances can make things be different. I think most of us, at some point on our spiritual journey, are deep divers because we have to do some of that shadow work. We have to look behind the veils and see who we are to heal, right? Might not want to do it all the time. And then spiritual adventures, to me, everybody has a little bit of that sometimes because you're looking for what's new. Now you've done a lot of work and you're like, okay, I'm ready for something new and exciting. So I've just found that it really helps people now that they've started to look at what their path is. which questions do you have on that before I? Yes, go ahead.
Just wondering, in knowing what your type is, how does that help you accelerate?
So what happens is once you get on the type, then, so one of the things we did when people sign up for the email, I went through the website and we found some things that will help them. So for example, the Lemurian light cloak that I mentioned, well, that is really good for all the types because we all need it. It is really a big thing for the intuitive feelers, okay? So someone that is a planetary healer, their divine service work helps them move forward because now you're doing what your heart sings with, right? So it's easier to shine your light. Things just come to you that are more for you. So it helps with the selection process an awful lot. So you're not going down the wrong path. And then you can pick tools and processes that are going to align to help you a lot faster. Okay? So if you're a deep diver, you're not going to be starting to work with tools that are really intuitive in the same way because you want to get to the root of it. So you're going to go for things or healers or practices that go right down to the core. Okay? Yes?
This may seem kind of a silly question, but when you're talking about upgrading tools, would you be including gems and crystals?
Oh, that's a whole other cool topic. Gems and crystals, would you upgrade them? You don't need to, no, you don't need to upgrade your gems and crystals, okay? But, I'm gonna get in trouble now, but all the books out there that say, rose quartz is blah, 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 right? And this is what it's for. That's changing with the energies. So the best thing to do is ask the crystal, what do you do for me? How do I work with you? What are you for me? And I might hold a rose quartz and feel it's something that is this for me, and you might hold a rose quartz and it'd be totally different for you. And that's okay. So you want to tune in to the individual stone and how it's going to support you. And if you have a book that you really like, whether it's Love in the Earth, or the Crystal Bible, or any of those things, just tune in. What is valid now? Because the crystals are changing. And it's the same way the chakra system has changed. And I get them wrong because I think it's the heart chakra is green. Isn't that what the standard is? It's not anymore. It changes by your own frequencies. There aren't standard colors anymore. It changes by the day, and it can change in the day. It's all about your own vibration and frequency. So there are all of these things. It's really more about starting to tune in and trust your intuition. And that's why when you're picking crystals and that, sometimes it's hard because I want to go for the pretty stones. And so sometimes I have to close my eyes and scan and see, okay, what feels right for me? Even though I really want this really pretty one over here, this one's going to do more for me. And then I pick it up and I ask what it's for. So, great question. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Okay, so a couple of other little tips that I think help everyone on their path is, as we started with, every day, start your day by connecting to pure source light. Not just the light, source light, pure source light. And always start the day by connecting to your highest self. Now, some of you call that your soul or you might have other names. But that's to awaken, you've got to be connected to who you really are. Right? And that's the best place to start. Source light, in my opinion, and your highest self. Right? Because, as I look at the diamond lights and sovereignty came in this year, it's so important. How can we be ourselves if we don't even know how to set boundaries? If we aren't sovereign, right? If we aren't responsible for ourselves. And there is so much manipulation out there on social media and in the news and in our world right now, that being able to discern the difference and being able to be sovereign and stand in who you are in your own light and your own love is so important. And so starting every day, connect to the pure source light, connect to your highest self, because your highest self will never guide you wrong. Never, ever, ever. It's your best friend, right? Because it's you. It's you. It's just more knowledgeable, higher versions of you, clearer versions of you. Another silly thing, drink lots and lots and lots of purified water, because our bodies are integrating so much with these new frequencies, and you want to flush everything out. So drink lots of water. And be present, right? It's so easy to be distracted these days. There's so much, these little devices are awesome, but they're sure a big distraction too, as everything is. And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to use the electronics and the tools because they also help us, right? We can connect around the world and so many things. But be present when you're talking to people. Be there. Look at what your day is and set your intentions. Set your intentions for either the day, the week, the month, the year. Let the universe know what you want. What you want. So, I guess I would say that I feel very blessed to be here and share with you. And I think that it is so nice to see everybody shining their light. And remember that on our lamps, sometimes at home you have a dimmer switch. So turn your light up. And the world, so often other people and the world wants us to dim our light and turn it down and hide it. But don't. Come out and sparkle, and just remember that even when you're out in the world and maybe you're not having the best day, but you're holding the light, you're impacting people around you. When you smile at the girl in the grocery store who might be having a great day, or the gas station clerk, or your own kids or neighbors, our light and our love just sparkles and spreads out in the world, and that's what we're here to do. For our own experiences to grow and expand our consciousness and to be the light and inspire others. So we have a booth upstairs. You're welcome to come up, and Christian's doing limited self activations, and I've got readings, and we've got some artwork, so we'd love to see you. We have a draw for, you can pick from my 150 recordings, so there'll be a draw. And there's lots of, if you want to work with me, come up and talk to me. And it's just been my pleasure to be here. So thank you so much for your time.